Hi, welcome to Untamable Fitness. I'm Travis Biles. This week we're doing legs. So I know a lot of people have issues with doing legs because they're too sore, and a lot of that actually is because you don't hit your legs for usually people do them one time a week. So you don't hit your legs for a whole week. When you do back, you have other muscles that are having to work in tandem to do the movement, but your legs are getting no movement throughout the week. So if you actually hit your legs a little bit throughout the week, it doesn't have to be a lot, just something to get the blood in the muscle, you'll actually keep from being sore when you do a full leg day. You actually won't be sore. So we're going to start off with leg extensions. You want to make sure most pieces of equipment will have a reference point to put your knee. So you want to make sure your knees are right there so you're not having too much tension on the knee that you shouldn't be having, like your patellar tendon or anything like that. So keep the weight light. You want to make sure you're doing enough. Again, make sure your knees in the right spot. And a lot of people sit back when they do it. But you actually want to sit up because that's actually going to shorten the muscles so you get a better contraction throughout the movement. And then you want to keep, when you come up, you want to keep your feet, your toes pointed up, not out. So just get nice and slow. Control the weight down and up. All right, our next exercise is leg curls, lying leg curls. It's actually for your hamstrings, which is in the back of the leg. Again, you want to make sure your knees at the reference point, and you want to make sure, a lot of people have it way up here too much. You want it where it actually stretches the leg when you lay down, so it's good tension on it, so when you get it, you get a good squeeze throughout the movement. Because if it's too high, you're not getting a full movement. So you want to make sure you're pulling the leg straight, so when you come up, you're getting a good contraction. So for this one, make sure keep the weight light until you get used to the movement. Make sure, again, you're keeping your toes pointed out, and then let the muscle do the work. All right, our next exercise is going to be lunges. And a lot of people, I know these hurt really bad, but if you do, again, like I said earlier, if you do legs throughout the week, these will not hurt as bad, I promise. So with lunges, you want to make sure, a lot of people do this number and they try to touch the floor, but that's a lot of pressure on the knee and the joints. And it actually takes away from where it should be, the glutes and the hamstring stretch and the quads coming up. So you want to make sure, in order to make sure we can do this right, and we got good joints, you want to make sure you're almost parallel to the floor here, perpendicular. Get a good stretch. Come up through. Keep your torso straight up. A lot of people like to bend when you have pressure on your lower back, so keep it straight. Come through the movement, all the way up, all the way down. So again, with the lunges, for if you don't want to do, if you're just starting off and you want to make sure your form's good, obviously, you put your hands to your side and do the movement. So that way, because if you've never done these before, your stabilizer muscles have to work. So you're going to be a little bit unbalanced at first. So just keep your hands to your side so you get your good balance good. And then you can start using dumbbells or even a barbell if you want to, something like that. Just make sure you keep your form good throughout the movement and you get your leg out. All right, our next exercise is leg press. So this one, you want to make sure, depending on your height level, you want to make sure the pad, the back is moved, because you don't want, as you do the movement, your back to rotate. So you want to make sure the pad's back far enough for you, and that will be determined by your height a little bit. So with this one, again, to get used to the movement, you don't have to go crazy with the weight, but you want to keep your legs about shoulder width apart. And I like to go up to the top. Some people put their legs close. I like to do about shoulder width, and I like to keep them towards the top so it's not so much pressure on the knees. And just as you do the movement, come down. Again, we're not trying to rotate the back. Just come down, and muscle do the work. So as you're doing these, make sure when you come up, you don't want to straighten your knees out because all that pressure is going to the joints. So you want to keep, you don't have to straighten them all the way out. Good. Down. Just like that.